Alright. Alright, so let's get started here. Alright, so I think if I load my clear data, that should kick off. Yes. Okay. So I do get... So I can carry over everything that I have here. I think in the future games, it's limited to how many stuff you can carry over. So this is gonna be New Game Plus. Debating either Hard or Nightmare, because I'm gonna be carrying over some stuff. The equipment, items. So I should be good until close to the end of the game if I do Nightmare. And it might be a little bit difficult, so that should be okay. Alright, so let's get going. Daddy's really late. I even got a message from the guild saying he'd be home today too. And Cher's gone traveling around the kingdom in some kind of training. I'm so bored. Maybe I'll just practice with my staff a little bit before dinner. Hey, I'm home. Daddy. Sorry to have kept you waiting, Estelle. Did you take good care of the house while I was away? Of course I did. Did you run into any trouble? You didn't get hurt fighting the bad monsters, did you? Nope, I'm as fit as a fiddle. That reminds me though, I brought you a present. Really? What kind of a present? A new fishing pole? Sneakers? Something for my training? Maybe I raised you wrong, Estelle. Aren't little girls supposed to like clothes and jewelry? I like pretty clothes, but they just get dirty. And jewelry breaks when you go play outside with it on. Anyway, Daddy, what did you get? What's with the blanket? Is that my present? Oh, you're a sharp one. Now why don't you come take a look? Boy. What? Well, here you are. Quite a handsome boy, don't you think? What? Why is my present a boy? Don't make such a fuss or you'll wake him up. Wake him up? You mean he's still alive? By this point, I already knew I was gonna like the game when I first played it. Looks kinda dead if you ask me. I've treated his wounds, so he should be in stable condition. In the meantime, however, we'll need to let him rest. I'll put him to bed, so if you wouldn't mind heating a kettle of water in the stove, I'd appreciate it. Okay. Sure sleeps soundly. And he almost looks like the same age as me. The first time I've ever seen black hair like that, too. Certainly does have a nice head of dark hair. And a pair of amber eyes to go with it, too. That's nice and all, but how about you come clean and fess up? Fess up? Yeah, who is this kid anyway? And why is he hurt? Why'd you bring him to our house? Is he an illegitimate child or something? Did you betray mommy? Where have you been picking up these kind of words? No doubt from Charizard, I assume. Yep, that's right. For heaven's sake, that girl's gonna get me into some trouble into one of these days with all her nonsense. Actually, I just met this boy while I was out on business. I don't even know his name. You mean bracer business? Something like that. Oh, look. Huh? He's waking up. Wow. His eyes really are the color of amber. Where am I? So you're awake now, are you? Welcome to my humble home. You'll be safe here, so please just try to rest. What are you trying to pull? Huh? You must be out of your mind. Why? Why didn't you just leave me there to die? Why? Now that's a question I don't know how to answer. Does things just work out that way work for you? Don't toy with me, Cassie Sprite. Do you have any idea of what you're getting yourself into? Hey. You're sure shouting for someone who's supposed to be hurt. Running your mouth like that is just gonna make it longer for your body to heal. And just who are you supposed to be? I'm Estelle. Estelle Bright. She's my daughter. Don't you remember me telling you that I had a daughter your age? Now that you mention it. Wait a minute, don't try to change the subject. Ow. Quit yelling. Alright already. But you jumping on me like that isn't going to make me heal any faster either. I don't hear you yelling again, do I? Look, jumping on me like that is just going to make things worse. Do I hear yelling? Never mind, just forget it. As a word of advice, it would be wise not to argue with Estelle while you're in this house. Even I wouldn't stand a chance if I made her mad enough. Yeah, I can see that. By the way, aren't you forgetting something? Huh? Your name. You know, that thing that people call you? I told you mine already. So don't you think it would be unfair and impolite not to tell me yours? Seems like a logical thing to do if you ask me. Trying to hide it now would only serve to your detriment. Fine. My name is... By the way, the music in the entire series, this trilogy, the Crossbell duology, and all the Cold Steel games are amazing. And I did forget to mention that I'll probably end up throughout the series, obviously, from time to time, I will obviously not pronounce things right. I'm not going for perfect pronunciation. Like Cassius or Cassius, I might flip between that here and there. But yeah. It's so bright in here. Yawn. I slept like a rock. That must mean it's Dad's turn to start cooking it this morning. I wonder if that means Joshua's still in bed. Guess that's a no. Well, I guess I'd better get myself ready then, too. Nice, Joshua. Bravo. Good morning, Estelle. Hope I didn't wake you. Nah, I was already up when I heard you start to play. I can't believe how awake you are, though. Even the roosters still have bags under their eyes. Not that I mind. What with that siren song of yours gently lulling us and this beautiful woman from her slumber. What do you mean, woman? We're the same age and I'm hardly a man. Tisk, tisk, tisk. How wrong you are, Joshua. You may be the same age, but I'm clearly the woman of the house. And that makes you something like my loyal follower. Wouldn't you agree? Yeah, how fortunate for you. You could at least try to sound a tiny bit sincere. It really is a nice tune, though. Fearful yet somehow wistful. I like your other songs too, of course, but this one's my favorite. What's it called again? The Whereabouts of Light. That's right, The Whereabouts of Light. I wish I could play the harmonica like you, Joshua. Sadly, it's a lot harder than it looks. Compared to what it takes to use a staff, I think the harmonica is much easier. It's really just a matter of concentration. You're probably right. I guess my problem is I just don't do something that uses my whole body. If I don't do something that uses my whole body, I start to feel drowsy. Okay, playing the harmonica is fine and all, but how about getting some exercise too? All your hobbies are sitting around kind of stuff like reading and music. No girl is going to be impressed with just that. Well, excuse me for being so unpopular with the ladies. Although I feel like I should be the one lecturing you about your hobbies. I mean, what kind of boy wants a girl who loves fishing, collecting bugs, and has a fetish for sports shoes? That's enough talk about hobbies for now. And for your information, I graduated from bug collecting a long time ago. Really? I'll believe that when I stop finding beetles in the hallway. Hey, it's still Joshua. Morning, Dad. Good morning, Dad. Is breakfast ready? Ready and waiting. Why don't the both of you hurry down before it gets cold? Okay. I'm on my way. Thanks for the grub, Dad. Boy, am I stuffed. Aren't you eating? Are you eating or inhaling, Estelle? Huh. Feel like people say, kids who eat and sleep a lot grow a lot. Well, make sure you get enough to eat, but don't forget to pour that energy into your work, too. That reminds me, you two are finishing up your training at the guild today, aren't you? That's right. It'll be a review of everything we've learned up to this point. And once we've finished, we'll be bracers just like you, Dad. That means I'm not gonna let you treat me like a kid anymore either. You still lack understanding, Estelle. You can only become a junior bracer in the beginning, or in other words, a trainee. If you want to be treated like an adult, then you should work extra hard in your training to become a full-fledged bracer. Well, I'm not afraid of a little hard work. Just you watch and see what I'm capable of, Dad. I'll be so successful that it won't be long before I pass you, too. That's the spirit. Let's see what you're made of then, shall we? Let's not start a rivalry here, you two. And to still keep your focus on the task at hand. We have a test later on today, remember? Huh? Wait, what test? Please tell me you didn't forget about the test, Estelle. You know, the one that checks whether or not we've mastered the skills we've been learning and training. Don't you remember Shara saying that if we failed, we'd be stuck with a ton of extra homework? Crap, totally forgot. Now that you mention it, I guess I kind of remember her saying something like that. Don't sweat it, I'm sure we'll manage somehow or other, Star. I honestly don't know how you survived this long, Estelle. Your brain is like a sieve. Papa is sad. How could any child of mine end up with such a careless, over-optimistic personality? You're the one that raised me, so I definitely got it from you. I swear the two of you act so much alike, but whatever. We should probably head over to the guild soon, Estelle. You're just gonna be waiting for us there. Sounds like a plan. You know how crazy scary she gets when someone keeps her waiting. Oh, before I forget, it's my turn to cook dinner tonight. Is there anything in particular you like to eat, Dad? Any requests? Something I like to eat, huh? How about ruin-style scalloped fish in the balsamic vinegar sauce? What's that? I think that's a little more than Estelle's cooking can handle, or our stomachs. You're right, I just wanted to see what kind of reaction I could get. I'll just have the usual fried fish and omelet. No need for anything fancy, but do try to make it something edible. How rude, but I can't actually say he's wrong. Actually, I do have one favor to ask before you head out. I'd like you to pick up a copy of the Liberal News from the General Goods Store. They're supposed to be getting the latest edition in today. Got it. One copy of the Liberal News from the General Goods Store. And receive some money. If there's any money left over, you can have it for your allowance. However, that means no wasteful spending. Alright, thanks, Dad. Okay, we're heading out now. See you later, Dad. Work hard and give Charizard my regards. Okay, buttons, right, okay. So, yes, I started out at level 37. I don't think, okay, equip here. It's gonna take me a minute to get to remember the buttons. Yeah, so I can equip the stuff that I brought back from my save file. Might as well. 30, yes, okay. 259. Okay, good. Got a lot of this good stuff, I forgot. Okay. Auto CP up, yes. CP up plus 10. I think I want that on Joshua more. I'll get the CPU up 10. And I will work on Joshua's stuff. 290. Okay, and boot. Here we go, and auto CPO. Okay. Sure. Throughout the game, Estelle's pretty much going to be the dedicated healer. There are going to be people joining and leaving our party from time to time, but when I just have these two, Estelle's going to be the healer. So any kind of status effects, Estelle's going to take care of them. I don't want... Well, let's do sleep and faint. See how that goes. Okay. So I'm using a controller, not keyboard, and a good thing, like I said in the introduction with the title 0, part 0 that I made the video, that this is a very slow start to the whole world, not only just this trilogy, but the entire introduction of the whole world. So to make it a little bit better, if you're playing on PC, there's a turbo that I can press, a turbo button. And you can mess with the config files if you want it faster than what I'm doing here. But I'm mostly going to hold down this. I probably won't hold it down that much in fights. We'll see. But as I'm traveling through the world, walking around, I'm definitely going to hold the turbo down quite a bit. Alright, let's go. Alright, so I don't think there was anything here, if I recall. And I can't move the camera around. Poll for practice. No. And this is New Game Plus. Like I said, I'm not gonna go for 100% collectibles, 100% missions, 100% everything. But if there is something cool that I pass or miss and can go back, just feel free to let me know. I'll definitely do it. I brought back some of the ultimate weapons that I got from the final dungeon, and that's what you saw me equip. But other things that I might miss, I'm just playing for the story mostly. Okay, so we want to go to Roland here. Key of Roland. Looks like we made good time. Not too early or too late either. We just barely graduated from Sunday school. Never dreamed we'd have to study so hard to become bracers. Well, you're in luck. Today's our last day of training. Truth be told, though, you're the one who signed up to be a bracer in the first place, so I don't know why you'd expect to get away with any less effort. Oh yeah, I guess I did. Alright then. Let's get to it and make it through this last hazing from Shara. You look ready to me. Let's go meet Shara at the Bracer Guild over there then. Now I was able to move the camera. Ah, there we go. Those are the buttons. I'm used to Cold Steel buttons, so it's going to take me a little bit to get used to the button presses on these games. Now, I don't think I can buy and I actually missed this in my first playthrough, the one thing that Dad told me to get, I didn't get it. First playthrough. Good morning. Oh, there are Estelle and Joshua. Renan. You're up rather early today. Did you come to buy a new pair of shoes? Now that you mention it, are there any new ones in stock? You know, like the newest Stregas? Unbelievable. You're actually already forgotten why we come here to begin with. We're not here to shop. We're supposed to be buying a copy of the Liberal News for Dad, right? Of course. You've always been a big collector of those shoes, haven't you, still? I'm afraid that new Stragas aren't out yet. After the latest issue of Liberal News, though, I should have them around noon. So this is where I forgot, because I need to come back. Noon, huh? That's right in the middle of our training at the guild house. We'll stop by again after our training is over. Sure, I'll be waiting for you. Button. Yeah, I did bring forward my money too. So I have $132,000. Nice. Okay. I don't think I can do anything else other than go into the break. I know. 32R. Good morning, Estelle. Good morning, Joshua. Morning, Nina. Good morning. Is Shara here already? Yep, she's waiting for you upstairs. Once you finish today's training, you'll finally be recognized as members of the Bracer Guild. Good luck with the both of you. Thanks. We'll do our best. Star and the Hanged Man, the Hermit and the Magician. Last of all, inversion through the Wheel of Fortune. This is a difficult combination. How should I interpret this? Good morning, Shara. Well, if it isn't Estelle and Joshua. Oh, yes, there's a couple more. There's one more thing I want to mention. For some reason, I don't know if it's because I'm using an AMD graphics card, but there is a character coming up towards, I don't think it's the next city, but the city after that. It could be the next city. I don't remember the exact timeline of when characters join and leave. But there's an upcoming character that their special ability, the S-Craft, is what will be shown here soon, has a little bit of a graphical issue, and there's some of that here as well that you might see on my screen. This is a rare occasion for the both of you to show up so early. This is my last day of training, I figured, why not? I'm ready to get the show on the road and become a bracer myself. I'll give you credit for your enthusiasm. I'm going to work you hard today in every way I can think of to make sure that high-spirited attitude of yours holds up. I hope you're ready. I can feel that enthusiasm dropping already. Quiet, you. Every time I teach you something, you somehow manage to forget it. Training is my way to trying to keep some of that information in your head instead of letting it trouble out your ears like it usually does. Wow, Joshua sure is picking on me. Don't worry, Shara. While Estelle might hate studying and rarely ever does her homework, acts rashly, is overly naive, and has a tendency to stick her nose into everything, her instincts are sharp, so I'm sure she'll pick up on how to use that ornament with some practice, eventually. Probably. Maybe. I guess there's not much I can do now except hope for the best. Hold on a sec, Joshua. Somehow I get the feeling that you weren't standing up for me. Well, that's odd. I'm positive I described all your best traits accurately. Whatever. By the way, Shara, what were you trying to predict with your tarot cards? Your face was really intent. Oh, this? I was just trying to get a vague reading about what might happen in the near future. Unfortunately, I don't seem to have been in the right mindset to interpret these cards correctly. Couldn't read the cards? Now that's surprising to hear. Actually, the more profound the meaning of the cards, the more difficult they become to interpret. But that's not important now. I think it's time we start your final training. I'll give you a brief rundown on all the information we've covered in your previous training. This is the minimal level of knowledge that bracers should have in order to function effectively. And Estelle, make sure you pay especially close attention to what I'm going to say. Yeah. Okay. This is a little bit introducing you to the world and some of the tech items and terms like ornaments. I might as well do this for those that are watching. I know a couple people that I did mention are playing Cold Steel, so they know kind of what ornaments are. Ornaments are mechanical devices which operate using what is known as orbital energy. A variety of effects can be produced depending on their structure and the type of quartz or process septum. Although it's only been about 50 years since their invention, these devices play an integral role in all facets of life, from lights, heaters, and other everyday products to weapons, magic, and even airships. In connection, this technological reform is commonly known as the Orbital Revolution. Bracers. Bracers are investigative and combat specialists who work to protect the civilians and maintain the stability of their respective regions. They aid in the community in various ways, such as exterminating monsters, preventing crime, finding lost items, and escorting people and goods. Bracer Guild, which has established branches across the continent, manage these affairs of the bracers in each region. And Liberal Kingdom. The Kingdom of Liberal in which we live sits on the western half of the Zumerian continent. Oh man, this is going to be difficult if I can't talk. And abounds with nature and deep-rooted traditions. Liberal is proud to be one of the leading producers of septium on the continent and is known for its high level of technology used to develop ornaments. So for those that are playing on the Cold Steel, they're up top. Erebonian's up top. You see Haken Gate right there at the top, and past there is where Erebonia is. Ornament technology has also been a key pillar to support for Liberal in protecting its independence and its contended with neighboring nations. 10 years ago, when Liberal was invaded by the Erebonian Empire, it was the use of orbital-powered airships that saved the kingdom from defeat. Consequently, even now, our relationship with the Empire is somewhat sensitive. But thanks to the Queen's political finesse, Liberal enjoys peace. That is all. Let's see, since we've got a mountain of stuff to do today, I'll let you off the hook this time with a condensed review. I'm going to speed things up now and move on to the practical portion of your training. Shara? How's today's practical training any different from training we've done before? Since it's practical, that means you will be experiencing things firsthand. Therefore, I'm going to have the both of you run through everything as if it were a real bracer job. So what you're saying is, there won't be any studying at desk involved? Yes, that is exactly what I'm saying. This time you'll have to go out and make a physical effort to accomplish your task. I'll make sure you have to work up a sweat, so I hope you're ready. Yes, that's seriously just what the doctor ordered. Didn't even know what I was going to do if I had to sit another day with my tush parked at a desk. Guess I got all worried for nothing. Well, suddenly, you're all bright and cheerful still. Let's just hope that smile on your face lasts until the end of today's training. Okay, let's get cracking on your first objective, shall we? Let's have at it. Your First objective will be to confirm the details of the job you will be performing. But before that, there's something that we need to do. We need to give the both of you. Aina, are they ready? Yes, they are. Alright, you two. Go get one for each of yourselves. These are very important, so make sure not to lose them. Received bracer notebook. Bracer notebooks serve as the official way to record the status of your current job. Also, anything you might hear, or anything you might find, and where. These kinds of trivial things can often become clues. No matter how insignificant something may seem, always write it down. Understood. Crap, this sounds like it's going to be a pain. Oh? Please tell me it was my ears playing tricks on me, because I swear I only got one response. I'm sure there were two. Keeping an accurate account of events is an important duty for all bracers. So get with the program and stop trying to make this out to be more than it really is, Estelle. Okay, I got it. Make sure you do. Alright then, let's begin. Look over by the door. You can see that there's a bulletin board standing there. First, I want you to go check the job description posted there. When the bulletin board is approached, an exclamation mark will appear. Pressing the OK button will display the job list. Selecting the job names on the list, you can view their details. Training retrieval. Client Sherazard, pay 500. Details, direct request. This training will involve searching the sewers beneath Roland and bringing back the contents of a chest. Sherazard for details. Details of the job confirmed in the bulletin board and other important events will automatically be recorded in the Bracer Notebook. The Bracer Notebook can be easily found by clicking on the Books tab of the Items menu. It can also be accessed by configuring the Bracer Book shortcut button on the configuration menu. Very good. Looks like you were able to see what the posts without any problem. Checking the bulletin board is one of the most basic functions Bracer performs in their job. Checking regularly to see whether or not there are any urgent tasks which need immediate attention is also important duty for bracers. Man, all this talk about duty is starting to cramp my style. Sure, there are a lot of rules to follow, but there's an equal level of responsibility in the jobs themselves. I think being a bracer calls for much more than someone with a half-hearted attitude. I guess you're right there. I'll just have to be more motivated. And there's going to be a few typos, as you can see on this. I didn't count that many, or I didn't notice that many when I played my first time. This was the first one. There's only about a handful. Is that so? Had a change of heart, have you? You betcha. Well, before all that motivation sneaks off somewhere, let's get to work on your next task. What will we be doing this time? We'll be heading across the street to Mr. Melder's Orbital factory and learning about how to use its services. He has graciously taken time out of his work schedule to explain things. Make sure you're on your best behavior. Okay. Here's where you'll learn how to use Orbital Factory's services. At an Orbital Factory, you can modify your ornaments and synthesize support quartz in order to use Orbital arts. Arts have a wide range of effects, and if mastered, can be extremely helpful. Bracer business is a pretty risky occupation, so the guild has a long-standing relationship with these Orbital factories. Anyway, that's about as much as I can explain. I'll leave the technical details to the expert. So, Mr. Melders, if you wouldn't mind taking over from here? No problem. Leave everything to me. So, what is it you would like to know about? Yeah, we can just quickly go over this. Orbits are mechanical devices which exhibit an array of effects through the installation of various types of quartz. By definition, that means that lights, airship, engines, and so on are also type of orbits. However, the ones we'll be discussing today are battle orbits, which enhance the user's physical abilities and make it possible to use magic. Since each orbit is adjusted to match the owner's personal aptitude, structures for these devices also differ for each owner. Simply put, the shape of the fixed or electric elemental slots and lines which connect them vary. At any rate, that's the layman's explanation. In order to install quartz, you must first have an open slot. By default, the central slot is open, but the other slots must be opened at an orbital factory like this. It'll take a fair amount of septith too. EP, which is needed for magic, will also see a max increase according to the number of open slots. I recommend opening them all as soon as possible. So, what is it that you'd like to know about? Orbital arts. Simply put, orbital arts are magic which can be discharged exclusively through the use of metal orbits. In other words, a number of peculiar effects can be produced by using the orbital energy stored within these mechanical devices. Since orbital arts can be a mouthful, they are most universally referred to as arts. Probably ought to have been called that from the get-go. There are several types of arts, but in order to be able to use them, their corresponding quartz must first be synthesized at an orbital factory. Orbits are also set up so that once a particular quartz is installed in a slot, the owner will be able to use those arts. The type of arts one can use also changes depending on the elemental value and the combination of installed quartz. Basically, if you want to use water quartz, all you have to do is install quartz with the water elemental value. In reality, orbits are much more complex than what I've described, but I think this information should suffice for now. So, what is it you'd like to know about? So another different thing between this and cold steel is that you get those ore, the quartz, and then you can line them up in order, and the addition of the value that the quartz represents, like water, fire, earth, those things add up and can produce abilities. And I think I mentioned this in part 0 that I'm not going to go for maxing these things out. I'm just going to go for standardized, maybe some healing spells, some damage spells, and those kind of things. Defense spells. I'm not going to go for the maximum level of magic I can do. I might try, but I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time doing that. And that's one thing I do miss from Cold Steel. Cold Steel doesn't have that chain effect where you add the items in the line and get different magical effects. So that's a bummer that they kind of dropped that style, setting it up. Quartz are circuits made from sepith. Quartz have a vast number of effects and raise the owner's abilities, while simultaneously making it possible for them to use arts. However, you will not be able to harness any of those effects until quartz have been installed into the slot. However, there are also fixed slots in which only a certain type of elemental quartz can be installed. This being the case, when you synthesize a new quartz, be sure to check your orbit and decide where you will be installing it ahead of time. So, what is it you'd like to know about? Sepith. Sepith are fragments of septium which are dropped by monsters. They are divided into 7 types: earth, which is brown; water, which is blue; fire is red; wind is green; time is black; space is gold; and mirage is silver. Sepith can be exchanged for Mira almost anywhere, but at the Orbital Factory, it can be used to synthesize quartz and to open orbment slots in which to install its synthesized quartz. So, what is it like you'd like to know about? That was pretty much it. Looks like Mr. Melders has answered all of your questions. Nothing else? Then let's have both of you try to use the services. For that, you're going to need some Sepith. Several of each type of elemental Sepith. With that amount, you should be able to synthesize a few quartz. Now, I want you to begin by first making an elemental quartz, which will work with each of your particular ornaments. In your case, still, an elemental quartz is okay. You, Joshua, it has to be a time element. Normally, at a shop, you would be able to exchange Sepith for Mira, but for this training, you will not be able to use the service. Upon approaching the counter, a talk mark will appear. Pressing the OK button will display a list of options. Select Modify or Trade. Use the Orbital Factory services. So this is where I see a lot of people get a little stuck. Not really stuck, just like 5 minutes, not know what is going on. So for Estelle, it needs to be water because it needs a heal. And for Joshua, like Sarah said, it needs to be time. So I'll do HP 1. And I'll do Action 1. And then I go to, what's my menu here? There it is. Ornament here. Time. And this is all my stuff. So I'm you know what? I'll do Action 1. I'm not sure what's gonna happen if I do Action 3 or any of these other ones. You'd think the game would be fine if it's any time. But I'll just do Action 1 just to make sure. And then HP 1. Okay. Oh, so you finished installing your quartz, have you? Since you both already have recovery and attack art set up, it appears that you don't need any more instruction from me on how to do this task. If you balance your arts out between each other like you've done here, it should make dealing with monsters. Additionally, your bracer notebooks contain information about which quartz allow you to use which arts. If you'd like to use more powerful arts, check out the arts and quartz charts in your bracer book and find something that works for you. This concludes your training here at the Orbital Factory. Now it's time to move on to what you've both been waiting for, qualification test. Pardon? Did you just say test? You can't honestly tell me that you forgot about this test again, can you? Didn't I remind you just this morning? Hahaha. Now that you mention it, I vaguely remember some sort of talk along those lines at the breakfast table. Sometimes I fear for the future of the Bracers and humanity. Oh well, no sense in worrying about that now. Let's head over to the testing area. You mean like now? I don't know if I'm ready for... How about a little less yapping and a little more walking? Joshua, help me! Mr. Melders, Freddy, thank you for all your help. Don't mention it, and good luck with the test of yours. We'll be rooting for you. I'm going to remember that you left me high and dry like this, Joshua. Oh, your training has finally come down to this. Your qualification tests will begin here. I expect to see you both use what you've learned up to this point. Understood. What's wrong, Estelle? Sarah? What now? I was kind of wondering, but there's not going to be a paper test or something? Did Cassius drop you on your head as a child or something? You just read what I said on the bulletin board not that long ago, right? Yeah, and? I even made you jot down what you read in the bracer notebooks. Unless you forgot that too. Pretty sure the job listing mentioned searching for and retrieving an item from the sewers. Ringing any bells yet? What a relief. Oh, divine Adios. I give thanks to thee for thy infinite grace in bestowing upon us such wonderful gifts as sewers. So what you're really saying is that you thought it was going to be a paper test? No wonder you were acting all crazy back at the Orbital factory. I can already feel the nostalgia. All those horrible days stuck in a classroom are starting to feel grand memories indeed. I'm really starting to wonder if we'll even be able to graduate at all. What's wrong with you? Why did you have to go and say something like that when I'm trying to reminisce about positive things? Alright, that's enough jabbering, you two. This is supposed to be a test, so how about the both of you try and at least look a little anxious? Just so you know, though, if you do happen to flunk this test, you don't even want to imagine what kind of homework I have in store for the both of you. We'll be fine. Just tell us what you want us to do and let us loose. Well, if you're so confident, how about proving that you're not just blowing hot air with the results of your test? Anyway, as both of you saw at the bulletin board, this test will be a search conducted in Roland sewers. The objective is to retrieve the contents of a chest which has been placed somewhere within that area. The layout of the sewers is extremely simple, so you don't need to worry about getting lost either. However, there are real, living, breathing monsters down there, so if you get careless, put your guard down, you will be sorry. Also, let me give you this before I forget. Ear Balm. Monster Guide. Book 4. It's called the Monster Guide, and it's used to record information about monsters and their opponents and other opponents you meet. Whether you figure out an enemy's attributes, you should make an immediate note of it here. Sounds pretty straightforward to me. He who controls the flow of information controls the tide of battle, right? That's exactly what I'm saying. You really got a good head on your shoulders, Joshua. Some pretty useful advice. Thanks for the tip, Shara. Put it to good use. Alrighty then, let's get pumped and knock out this test. Let's. Don't forget though, this is an exam. We should make sure we treat it as such. Okay. So we're finally gonna get to some battle here. Let's where's the booklet here? Oh, buttons. Buttons, what are you? I don't think I can go ammo. Seriously, what are the buttons here? That takes care of that. Oh, okay, it's left and right. So, one other thing, this didn't happen until the second game, is that I play with the controller, and there is one part of the second game that was pretty much blocked for me with the controller. It wasn't until I used my mouse, I have my mouse easily accessible, I was able to get around that part. So this is the sealed area. So this is the monster guide, and as you can see, I did fight a lot of monsters here because I brought that forward with me with the save file. Okay. So let's get started and fight. Let's see how this goes. I've never done New Game Plus here. Not sure if it's going to scale the enemies to my level, or if we just scale down and get very little experience on these fights. So we'll find out. Okay. There appears to be a recovery point set up over there. Let's use it if our HP and EP become low before engaging in any further battles. Orbital charging stations are recovery points set up in dangerous areas. As a recovery point is approached, an exclamation point will appear and two choices will be displayed by pressing the OK button. By selecting the rest option, all HP and EP will be restored. Sounds like a plan to me. So you can rest here. And let's go ahead and just start up a new save file. Page 2. What's the page 100? Yeah, I'll use page 100 for this playthrough. Okay. Cool. Now here's a bad guy. Monsters at 12 o'clock. Careful not to let them take advantage of your blind side. Got it. Monsters cannot be seen from far away. They will become visible as you approach them. The conditions at the start of a battle will change depending on how a monster is engaged. Engaging an enemy from behind is advantageous, while being attacked by an enemy from behind is disadvantageous. Oh yeah, this is gonna be well, gotta love New Game Plus sometimes.
Alright, we're good to go.
So it might take a little bit before we get to some really good fights. But the main goal of this series is the story anyway, not combat. Yep. Let's use arts, not physical attacks. Okay. Arts are effective on enemies that are good at avoid physical attacks. Arts also make long-range attacks possible, but they require time to be cast. EP is consumed when arts are used. EP can also be recovered by resting at the inns, hotels, or by using charge stations and other items like an EP charge. So, are you gonna let me attack you with... Yep. New Game Plus didn't solve that issue, so we'll just do Soul Blur here. And Aqua Bleed.
That's that then. Let's move out.
Okay. So let's try using crafts this time around. Since crafts have other effects besides just dealing out damage, they're worth a shot. Roger that. Crafts have range limits, but can be utilized instantly. CP is gained by dealing out and receiving damage during the battle. So my crafts are... Okay, I brought forward a lot of that stuff too. So I don't need to do that just yet. Let's do a... You can only attack one. Let me just do normal attack. And you... do dual strike. I'll just do flicker.
That's that then. Let's move out.
Cool. And a treasure chest. Oh, what a surprise, another creepy thing. Wish there were an easier way to take care of him. One blow using an S-craft or S-break should do the trick just about for any enemy. The catch is our CP has to be at least 100 to pull off one of those moves. These devastating attacks can only be unleashed within a CP gauge is above 100. S-breaks are actions which allow S-crafts to be immediately unleashed while ignoring the battle order. S-crafts, which are unleashed as S-breaks, can be changed by going to tactics and then selecting the set S-break within the main menu. Okay, let's do a... let's just move in place. Alright, so you got it. The craft... Black Fane, all attack. So we'll see we'll see Joshua's S-craft. Nice.
That's that then. Let's move out.
Cool. There's another enemy. Nothing was down here. So that's a treasure chest we're after, huh? We made it this far. The rest is going to be a piece of cake. Seems like we've got a little breathing room at least. Let's pay close attention to our battle order this time. There should be a number of ways to get more mileage out of our action. During battle, there are several bonuses which can be allotted to turns. Turn bonuses have the same effect regardless of whether they are allotted to an enemy, an ally, or a foe. Using S-breaks to ignore the battle order makes it easy to jump in and strip an enemy out of their turn bonus. So that's another thing that I like about the combat system, is the decision to should I save up to be 200 CP and use my S-break to the fullest? Or should I do S-break now because the enemy has a heal coming up in their bonus? And you can see on the right of my little turn order on the left side of the screen to the right of my little avatar there, when I kill the enemy or attack the enemy, I'll get a little sepith. There it is. And I'll let the enemy go so they get heal because that was their bonus. And let's do craft here. No, don't need to do that. Let's just attack here. I should have a hurricane with a stell right now. I can do that.
Piece of cake.
Small box 2. That's weird. There are a couple boxes inside this treasure chest. The fact that there's not just one but two is kind of interesting too. Wonder what's inside. Remember, Estelle, our mission is a search and retrieve only. Pretty sure looking inside those boxes doesn't fall under our mission objective. You're no fun at all, Joshua. This has nothing to do with our mission. It's what I'd like to call good, honest curiosity. You know, we're the only ones down here. We can get away with a teensy-weensy peek, right? If you feel like flunking today's test, then by all means be my guest. Did you say the F word? Yep, opening one of those boxes could result in an automatic fail for the both of us. If this were a real job, the contents of those boxes would belong to the client. And as long as there were nothing illegal, we would have no right to open them. I know you're right, Joshua, but I just can't help myself. If you absolutely have to know what's inside, why not ask Miss Shara when we get back? But for now, we need to focus on getting out of here. Alright, alright. Cool. Whoop. I want to do that. Oh, there is a run, too. Turbo and run. That'll make things go by much faster. Good work, you two. As a rule of training, I'm going to need to confirm the items in your possession. Hand it over to the two small boxes. Yep, they're the real deal, alright. I don't see any evidence of tampering either. That was a close one. I figured she'd try and set us up like that. Congratulations to the both of you. Successfully passed your qualification test. Didn't really think something like that simple would be a problem for us, did you? So, Shara, what's in those boxes you had us get? That's for me to know and you to find out. After your training is finished. That's enough chit-chat for now, so let's get back to work. You two still have some things left to do. Seriously? Didn't you just say we passed the test? You still have to learn about how to report the results of your work. Aware that you're both tired, but this is no time to skirt your duties. Get back to the guild. Is this day gonna be over? Oh well, no sense in giving up when the finish line isn't. Agreed, it seems like we're within reaching distance of our goal. Final training is how to report to the guild. Whenever you finish a job, it is your duty to report the results of your work to the guild. Reporting how you resolved the situation and the steps you took to get there are all part of your job as Bracer. You can report your results to the front desk in each guild branch, and as you already know by now, Aina is in charge here at the Roland branch. In addition, this is where you would be paid for your work. I look forward to seeing great things from both of you. Now that we're here, why don't you both just go ahead and report the results of today's training. Upon approaching the counter, a talk mark will appear. Pressing the OK button will display a list of options for okay. So, gonna report training retrieval, $500 and 1 P. Current rank is Junior Bracer, 9th class. Good job, you two. It seems like you were able to complete your objective without running into any major problems. Another thing to make note of is that depending on how you handle a job, you may see an increase or decrease in the amount of pay you receive. When you report the results of your work to the guild, pay in the form of Mira isn't the only thing you will receive. You'll also accumulate points, which are known as Bracer Points, BP, are an indication of your achievement as a Bracer. When these points exceed a certain value, you'll advance in rank as a Bracer and will be awarded with a piece of special equipment by the guild. The ranks of Junior Bracer start at 9 and go all the way up to 1. Please set your sights on making first rank and work hard. I don't think I got rank 1. I got close. I did miss a few quests. And I don't think I missed any of the situational bonuses or anything like that. Maybe I missed a couple, but I definitely missed a few quests. So that's why it's always good And even though I planned this when I first played it, to always check the bracer board. The board right there on the screen. Just at a certain point in the story, you get so invested in it, you don't think to check the board. You're just, this person needs help now. So I just ran out of the Bracer Guild and went for their mission. I didn't look at the board. The amount of merit and BP you receive will also be recorded by your Bracer notebook, so please have a look sometime later on. All that's left to do now is finalize your training. Let's head back upstairs, shall we? I'll talk to you later, Ina, and sorry about putting more work on your plate today than usual. Don't worry about it. Training your Bracer is important. I fully intend to work these two to the bone in any case. To the bone? And knowing Shara, it'll involve the whip. Let me say it again. Good work, you two. You have now officially completed the entire training course. From now on, you'll be learning from your own real-world experience. Well then, Charizard holds out two small boxes. Aren't those boxes the ones... In answer to your question, yes, these are the boxes you retrieved during today's test. Seem awfully curious to find out what's inside, Estelle. You saying that it's okay if we open them? That's right. Why don't the both of you have a look inside and look and see what's inside? Sweet! Alright, let's have a look. Steve Jr. Bracer Emblem. His crest is... Does that mean that we're... Del Bright, Joshua Bright, beginning this day at 1500 hours, you are both hereby appointed as junior bracers within the Bracer Guild. From here on, you will work as members of the Bracer Guild to support the livelihood of those around you, defend peace, and uphold justice. Congratulations, you two, and welcome to the fold. Did you hear that, Joshua? We've become bracers of the Bracer Guild. Members of the Bracer. I'm a bracer now, huh? I think the realization is only now just beginning to sink in. Come on, Joshua. You jumping for joy or running around and screaming at the top of your lungs like this? Look at us now, world. We did it. I was happy until you made my eardrums bleed. I hate to interrupt the celebrations, Estelle, but I need to take off now. I have some backed up work that needs my immediate attention. We understand. You've been spending a lot of extra hours working with us during this busy time for the guild. Before you head out, Shara, I just wanted to say thanks. Likewise. Appreciate all the trouble you've gone through. Or Shara? Don't mention it. Training new recruits is one of a bracer's many duties. Believe it or not, I was once in your shoes a long time ago when your father, Cassius, trained me. So that's why you have so much respect for my dad, huh? There's actually much more to it than that, but I'll save that conversation for another day. As for both of you, work hard to become full-fledged bracers early on so you can help guide those new recruits come in after yourselves. And in time, I hope to see you both become respectable bracers like your father. Anyway, I'll leave you with that thought. I just don't get it. Get what? This is Charizard, aka the Silver Streak, one of the most skilled young bracers we're talking about. So why is it that she holds Dad in such high esteem? He just seems like nothing more than a no-good middle-aged man who is always out doing who knows what instead of being a father. No good middle-aged man, huh? From your viewpoint, it doesn't come as a surprise that you would see him in that fashion. Huh? Never mind. Let's hurry and head home. We should let Dad know we're qualified as junior bracers. Right. Don't think there's gonna be anything here. Nope. Oh, these kids. Hurry up and come. Come on. Wait for me, Luke. Huh? Oh, it's you two. Oh, great. It's Estelle. Hi there, Joshua. Okay, you little twerp. What's with the "oh great, it's Estelle" remark? And what's the big hurry? How about telling us where you're headed? You're not thinking about wandering out of town alone, are you? The roads are full of monsters, I hope you know. Such a pest, Estelle. Don't you know that there's no room for girls to be sticking their big fat noses in boys' business? Quit acting like you're a bracer, you wannabe. Yes, tis, how wrong you are, Luke. How incredibly wrong. You're more wrong than a fool who thinks there's better tasting milk in Liberal than the milk that comes from Perzel Farm. What? No way. You're full of it, Estelle. In fact, as of just a few minutes ago, we qualified to become real bracers. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Real bracers. More like bracers in training, really. Don't think you should getting on your high horse just yet, Estelle. Now, a high pony, on the other hand. Quit being a killjoy. Wow, you two are great. I'm so happy for the both of you. Oh, Pat, you're such a good little boy. Unlike that smart aleck and cynical brat you call friend. This isn't fair. I was supposed to become a bracer first. I can accept that Joshua became a bracer before me, but getting passed by the likes of Estelle? What's the likes of Estelle supposed to mean? Just so you know, you can't even be a bracer yet until you're 16 years old. Yet only mature people are allowed. And that means no little kids who are still going to Sunday school. I don't know how I should put this, Estelle, but Sunday school is dying to have you back. Better watch out, Estelle. I'm gonna go train at my secret base, and before you know it, I'm gonna be a bracer too. Come on, Pat, let's go. Alright, I'm coming. See you later, Estelle. Bye, Joshua. That boy Luke, he's always trying to pick a fight with me. I wonder if he just plain hates me or something. Rather, I think it's the exact opposite. What do you mean by that? Don't worry about it, it's just a boy thing. At any rate, what do you think Luke meant when he said secret base? I don't know why, but somehow it makes me a bit curious. I know exactly what you mean. A secret base sounds really intriguing. The pure heart of a young child can be so inspiring at times. Not really meant what I meant by curious. Alright, so now we get the news thing. Hey there, Sil and Joshua. How can I help you? Did you manage to become bracers? You bet we did. Maybe I should have you start calling me Hyper Bracer Estelle from now on. By the way, Mr. Renon, did Liberal news come in yet? Yeah, it came in a little afternoon. Don't brush me off like that, you two. Oh, whatever. It takes one copy. I'll take one copy then. That comes to 100 Mira, please. Purchase Liberal News, issue 1. I know my dad always buys a copy of this magazine. Does it really sell that well? Sure does. The Liberal News has an excellent reporter and camerawoman who have done a great job reporting the latest and most reliable news. They're even supposed to have a running story related to Queen Alicia's birthday celebration. One more thing before you go. This gift is my way of saying congratulations. It's a free sample item I received with my shipment of goods, but don't hold it a free part against me. Saved recipe book. What's this supposed to be for? There's a ton of blank pages. Actually, you know what? Maybe I did get the Liberal News, because I don't remember how you can get the recipe book if you don't do this. It's a recipe book, isn't it? You got it when you get hurt fighting. If you just limit yourself to healing bombs all the time, it's going to cut pretty deep into your wallets. This is where a recipe book comes into play. If you eat food to recover your strength instead, it's basically free. Assuming you have all the ingredients anyway, so if you eat something new, write down what's in it, and you'll have lots of recipes in no time. How about we try this out? Go ahead and eat this cookie, Estelle. Well, I have made it a personal rule to never turn down sweets. Learned maple cookie recipe. Basically, all you have to do to eat is eat the food to learn the recipe. It's as simple as that. As you're traveling about, you should eat whatever food you come across that you haven't had an opportunity to try before. That sounds pretty convenient. Not that I don't like cooking and all, it's just that I've never seemed to get any better. I'd sure love to be able to increase my repertoire and really shock my dad's taste buds for once in my life. That's the spirit. And in passing, if you're in need of any ingredients, I'd be delighted to service your cooking needs. You really know how to solicit your customers, Mr. Rhinon. Thank you for the recipe book. We'll put it to good use. Eating the recommended dish at restaurants or using to-go meals adds to the recipe of the recipe book. By selecting the recipe book, all learned recipes will be displayed. As long as the necessary ingredients are available, the food can be made. There are two types of food: sit-down meals, which must be eaten on the spot, and to-go meals, which can be carried as items. Sit-down meals cannot be carried as items. Ingredients used for cooking can be bought at a store or acquired from monsters. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna get some of that. I'm gonna get 30 of these. That to be 3,000. Okay. So, Joshua, and I'm glad I found you too. Oh, hi, Aina. Is something wrong? You seem to be in quite a hurry. We've got a bit of a problem. Is your father at home today? Yes, he is. He said something about having to sort out a bunch of documents. But, what's going on? You know Luke and Pat, right? Sure we do. In fact, we saw them not that long ago. What's wrong? Are they in some sort of trouble? I don't know how to say this, but I just heard from Uni that Luke and Pat ran off to the tower that lies on the northern outskirts of Roland. You mean the Tower of Asmelis? Asmelis? Again, I'm probably gonna mispronounce some stuff here and there. I'm not too worried about it. Asmelis. Isn't that the place supposed to be breeding ground for monsters? That's what they say. Fortunately, at the moment, Sherazard is out on another bracer business, so I want to ask your father to bring the boys home safely. What are you talking about? There's no time for that. Joshua and I will go after them and bring them back. I don't know if that's such a good idea. The two of you only just qualified to be junior bracers today. With all due respect, I believe that Estelle's judgment was correct in this situation. If the two of us hurry, we might even be able to catch up to the boys before they even reach the tower. I understand. I'll take responsibility for whatever happens. As an emergency request from the Bracer Guild, I ask that you lose no time in bringing about the safe return of these children. Roger that. Understood. The Asmelis Tower can be reached by taking the western path at the junction along the Malga Trail. You can get into the Malga Trail by going through Roland's northwest gate. I'll be on standby at the guild, so if you run into any trouble, you know where to find me. This is our first real job. Come on, Joshua, we don't have any time to lose. I'm right behind you. Alright, let's just jump in here quick. Oh, there are no... Okay. Okay, so northwest. This way. Alright, now that we're out of the tutorial, well, out of the main tutorial sequence, we're gonna have some tutorials coming up. Well, let's just go ahead and get this going. HP 3, let's do that. Let's do defense 3, let's fully get this. Let's get some petrify going. I want to keep it. Yes, good. So Estelle's gonna be the healer and things, so let's do find not quite sure how to. I never understood, I never figured out how to scroll the Orbital Arts scroll box, like the middle window. I never figured out how to scroll that down. And I scroll. Just do that, I guess. So that does revives and heals 100. Heals 1000 HP in an area. If I go to my book, go to magic. Yeah, I think that's okay. That 1 out of 3 at the top, I think that's another one of the typos there, because it's 1 out of 3, 2 out of 3, and then 1 out of 3 there. Okay, so I think Estelle's good. Joshua's gonna have the hit, attack, 3. Time quartz, let's get that filled in. Death blow. But it breaks, right? Let's do death blow 1, and then we'll do. You're focusing on attack. Evasion and attack. That's what Joshua's good at. Cast 2. Information. I do that. Might as well. This doesn't have to be final. Quit. Good, 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 good. Okay. We're good now. And since New Game Plus didn't upgrade the enemies, I'll probably do turbo here and just attack most of the time. There we go.
We're good to go.
And I'll probably cut out some of the battles too in the production of the video. When I do video editing, I'll cut it out.
We're good to go.
keep on wanting to use my right joystick to move the camera.
Piece of cake.
Treasure chest. Nope. Miss. Death blow.
We're good to go.
Ah, treasure chest here. Another good thing about this game that I really enjoyed, and that I was sad to have missed in the future games. There are some chests that did it in later games, but just every chest, it was nice to talk to the chest after you get the item. Not a thing remains in the chest except a lonely dead spider. Oh no, don't want to do that. Okay, so we want to go to the tower, so we want to go that way.
We're good to go.
The chest is empty. I wonder whose fault that is.
Piece of cake.
Oh, you missed.
Piece of cake.
Looks like we've come all the way to Asmelis Tower. I didn't see any sign of them along the trail, so do you think they've wandered inside? Quite likely the case. Let's go in. It looks like we'll need to hurry. Right. First floor. Dark in here. I'm scared. Quit being a baby. We're only on the first floor of this place. You hear that? They really did come in here. Inhale. So, are you alright? Luke, Pat. If you can hear me, answer me now. Those little brats, are they pretending they can't hear me? They might have climbed up to the second floor. Let's hurry and see if we can find them. Second floor. What are we going to do? Somebody help. Russian simultaneously with Joshua. So there's a few that you get to choice. You get to have a choice, and depending on what you choose, that's where the bonuses of increased money and increased BP you get. I believe the correct choice was running simultaneously with Joshua, because even though I'm on New Game Plus, Estelle could handle pretty much the entire game by herself. I think this is the correct one. Let's go, Joshua. Right, I got your back. You monsters, go somewhere else. No, Shoo, leave us alone. Shoo on this. Estelle, what are you doing here? Joshua, you're here too. Get back, you two. These monsters aren't playing around. We'll take care of them. Another good thing I like about this game is their use of escort quests. This is basically what you see here is what's gonna happen on escort quests. Instead of monsters coming in and attacking them in the world, they attack them in the battle system, which is kind of an interesting take on escort quests in that regard. Evil Eye can do a medium area attack. I can still only hit one. Flicker, I can still only hit one. So why don't we just Black Fang this and get this over with?
That's that then. Let's move out.
Beast Flesh. Looks like that's that. Yeah, I'm glad everybody's safe too. By the way, that was a great time you blitzed in those monsters, Del. You really think so? Is it safe now? Oh man, that was awesome. You really showed them, Estelle. Not bad for a girl. You little twerp. Ow, that hurts. What are you trying to do to me? What's wrong with you? You even dragged poor Pat all the way up here against his will. It's time to think about what you did today. Ow, that's hurting me. Stop it. I said stop it, you violent she-devil. This is the thanks I get for saving your neck, huh? Looks like it's time to give you some of my special discipline. Ow, 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 ow. Right, Estelle, I'm sorry. Everything was my fault. Estelle? Didn't we forgive each other like they teach us at school? This brat doesn't need forgiveness, but a little discipline should do the trick. Estelle, behind you. It's something with teeth, isn't it? Nice monster. Not gonna make it in time. Huh? Dad, you came. You still lack skill and understanding, Estelle. You must always prepare for unseen danger by sharpening your senses. That's part of what it means to be a bracer. Dad? What are you doing here? I just happened to be in town and heard the whole story from Aina. I'll give you points for your quick thinking and taking action to come after the children. But you failed to follow through completely. I really messed up, didn't I? It's a good thing you showed up when you did. I'm sorry, I should have been watching her back. That just means you have room for improvement. Constantly working to overcome your weak spots is the key. Understood? So how about we head home, everyone? Can you boys walk? I think so. That was incredible, Mr. Bright. You were like a gazillion times more awesome than Estelle. Haha, of course I was. I'm her father. Alright, everyone. File on out of here. I'm with you, Mr. Bright. Who's the glory hog now? I mean, I guess I should be thankful that Dad saved my behind. Why does he have to go and take all the credit like that? It really chaps my hide. That's just the way he is. After all, he is Cassius Bright. Seems like you've had quite a day. That is just unbelievable. Second, when you get back to Roland, he says, I'll leave the reporting to you and take off for home. The sheer nerve, I'll tell you. No need to make a mountain out of a molehill out over this. At least the boys came back safe and sound. Anyway, I think that's all there is to report. Yep, so I got +1 of the BP for the correct decision. You did well for your first assignment. From the details of your report alone, I believe I can commend you both for a job well done. You should be proud of yourselves. You really think so? I know so. In fact, you'll do even better on your next job. If anything else comes up, I would appreciate your help again. Sure. How about we head home, too? I guess we better. Still got dinner to prepare. Would you mind holding on a second and let her arrive for your father just a little while ago? Fortunately, since he went straight home, never got a chance to give it to him. Think you could deliver it instead? Received a letter. Wonder if it's more work-related stuff. I imagine so. The letter appears to be from one of the foreign branches. One of the guild's foreign branches? I'm sure you already know Liberal isn't the only country where Bracer Guild exists. On top of that, your father is widely known across the Zumerian continent, so we can expect these kinds of letters from time to time. If you two would be so kind as to make sure he gets this letter, I would greatly appreciate it. Nothing there. Okay. I'm gonna save for now. I'm gonna do rolling saves for a little bit here. Yeah. So, I'm probably gonna resume a little bit later today and append that to this recording session. And just have that as part 1 of the series. But for now, I'm going to quit and I'll record again here soon. So, talk to you later. Bye. Hey, Nathan here, welcome back. It's been a few days since I did my last recording, so we're just gonna pick up where I left off. Hey Joshua. Do you think I'm really cut out to be a bracer? Well, you seem to have inherited your father's skill at the staff. And your nosy personality doesn't let you ignore someone in distress. Really? You think so? Sure, but why are you asking? You still thinking about what happened at the tower? Yeah. Because of my carelessness, Luke almost got caught in the middle of a dangerous situation. If Dad hadn't come when he did, he could have been seriously injured. I guess I'm just worried about whether or not I'll be able to stay on top of things in the future. That kind of talk doesn't sound like the Estelle I know. Huh? If we fail today, then all that's left is to take back our losses tomorrow, right? Overthinking and worrying about things that haven't happened yet is definitely not like you. Isn't being a bracer what you've always dreamed of? How can you expect to succeed if you let something like what happened today discourage you? Joshua, you're right. This isn't like me at all. I don't think a serious expression really suits your face either. You laughing like a ditz is far more natural for you. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? You're gonna see my angry expression if you keep that up. Okay, I meant last comment was pushing things a bit. I'll overlook it this time, and thanks for cheering me up. I don't know about you, but I'm so ready to get home and eat. My stomach just started growling like a bear. Maybe glutton is closer to the mark than tits. Alright, so go back to the house. Think Yep. We're home, Dad. Finished reporting to the guild like you told us to. Good work, kids. Details of your reports will be reviewed at each branch and affect your pay and rank advancement. Please make sure that you always remember to do it. Don't worry, we will. Before I forget, I got that copy of the liberal news you want. There was this letter for you at the guild, too. Handed over the news and the letter. The letter, huh? I'm gonna go get cleaned up and start dinner. Oh, and Dad? Thanks for coming when you did today. You really helped me out back there. I see you're being rather gracious today. Papa's happy. How delightful that my daughter has finally understood what a great man her father truly is. There's no need to hold back, Estelle. Come and jump into your father's loving arms. In your dreams. I swear the men in this house have one thing in common. They never know when to shut up. I guess she's not as depressed as I thought she'd be. Should I be thanking you, Joshua? I didn't do much. I just gave her a push in the right direction. Estelle's a resilient girl to begin with. Yes, she is. She still has a long way to go. You run into more than just a few stumbling blocks in this line of work. And overcoming those obstacles is what will teach her to stand on her own 2 feet. There's that soft side of yours talking again. Oh no! Are eggs supposed to explode like that? I guess I shouldn't have gone expecting to make a perfect meal in a single try. No, wait. Cooking is supposed to be about passion. Exploding eggs are passionate, right? Now, once more. That daughter of mine can sometimes be a little too passionate. I think I'll go help with dinner. We don't want the curtains to catch fire again. But at this rate, there's no telling when we can expect to have a bite of food ready at the dinner table. Alright then, let's see what this letter is all about, shall we? Cassius cuts the letter seal. A message from the Erebonian Empire. What? Wow, this is a surprise. New dish is what I call Estelle's explosion over rice. Sure to savor every last morsel. Well, your cooking this evening is excellent. My compliments to the chef. This is raw talent at its best. Today certainly has been busy, but a great day nonetheless. Qualified as junior bracers, had our first real assignment, and I didn't even lose my eyebrows making dinner this time. Not to mention the food being delicious. For a first attempt, this dish is actually quite edible. At first I thought I might have to pitch it out the window when you weren't looking, but it seems that technique won't be necessary tonight. Sometimes you're just so despicably rude, Dad. Don't you know how to be humble and just say something tastes nice? Alright then, how about this? Boy, I never thought I'd be able to eat something wonderful like this before I had to leave on business. You made a splendid meal, Estelle. Thanks, Dad. Wait, business? Are you really leaving again? Yes. Something unexpected came up. This time, I'm going to be away for a while. Hold on a minute. You're leaving? When? Tomorrow morning. What? I don't care what kind of job you're doing, that's just too soon. About that letter, isn't it? Some sort of incident? Oh, it's nothing like that, just a simple investigation. I'll have to visit a number of places, so it'll take me about a solid month before I'm through. That being the case, please take good care of the house while I'm away. What do you mean, that being the case? You always use some vague excuse like that and take off for who knows how long. We have to accept it, Estelle. A bracer's job is to help those who come to us for help. I know, but what are you going to do about all your jobs here at the Roland branch? You've already accepted a few of them, haven't you? Oh, only about 5 or 6. I was thinking, and how about the both of you handle them for me instead? What? Are you really asking us to do the work that you were supposed to be doing? That I am. I'll have you do the ones which I think you can accomplish. I'll ask Sherazard to handle the difficult ones. So, what do you say? Sure. Sure, of course we will. You're okay with doing this too, right, Joshua? Yeah, no problem. Looks like a good way to get some experience as a bracer. Then it's settled. I'll stop by the guild and let Aina know that the change of plan before I leave. Alright, I'm starting to feel more determined than ever. We'll have to bust out our tails with these jobs, so don't tarnish your name while you're gone. Go, Stella, my beloved daughter. Papa's proud. Oh, my dear Lena, who art in heaven, can you see your daughter now? Our literal Stella has grown up to be such a lovely young woman. Face, Dad, you're getting old. People lose their trust in you at this age. You might as well just throw in the towel forever. I'm only helping you out because I'm your daughter, and I have a duty to pay you back for the last 16 years. I'm only 45, and what's more, I'm very likely to be the most active member in the entire guild. Not bad for a pair of comedians. By the way, Dad, which flight will you be on tomorrow? The one headed for Gransel or the one headed for Bose? I'll be on the one headed for Gransel. My flight departs at 10 o'clock in the morning. That means I'll have to get up a little early tomorrow. Better set my alarm clock just in case. Dad. Are you still awake, Joshua? You better hold off on the liquor or Estelle will get mad again. This is just my way of lifting my spirits before I travel. How about yourself? Would you like to join me for a drink? I'll pass. Actually, what I should be saying here is don't offer alcohol to minors. I'm not like Shara, who would jump at any chance to enjoy a drink or 10. That's because she holds her liquor much better than I do. Something really serious happening, isn't there? There's no conclusive evidence, but there appears to be some sort of movement within the Empire. The Erebonian Empire? That sounds pretty suspicious. This movement doesn't appear to be overt. That's what has me worried. I tend to do a little probing at the Erebonian embassy to see what turns up. Understood. I'll make sure to look after Estelle while you're gone. Don't you spoil that girl, you hear me? Now that she's become a bracer, she needs to learn to look after herself. Estelle will be fine. She's got good instincts, and despite being a bit rough around the edges, she has talent with the staff as well. No doubt in my mind that she'll be the first-class bracer. Yet at present, she's like a babe in arms who knows nothing about the realities of the world around her. At some point in time, she'll have to choose which path to follow in life. And Joshua, the same thing can be said for you too. It's already been 5 years since you've become a part of this family, hasn't it? How time does fly. Yes. Sure does seem that way. How about when you said back then? Are you sure you won't reconsider taking those words back? For me, keeping my word is what defines who I am. If I can't do something as simple as that, I don't know how I could live with it. I know this may sound stubborn, but I can't take back what I said. I'm sorry. There's no need to apologize, but I'd like you to remember this. No matter what path you choose in life, you can't erase the past 5 years. Phil and I will always be your family, no matter what may befall you. Nods. Thanks, Dad. Prologue. Father's love, a new beginning. Well, it looks like it's time for me to board my flight. Still, don't do anything I wouldn't do myself, and try not to be a handful for Joshua either. For the upteenth time, I heard you already. How about you try not to go overboard yourself with your own work? You're not getting any younger, you know? Say what you will, but I'm not about to be overtaken by any youngsters. There's Art, I'm really sorry about placing all this work on your shoulders at the last minute. Please, don't be. I'm slightly concerned, however, about whether or not I can do a decent job in your place. There's no need to be humble, Silver Streak. And I don't mean to make your life any more difficult, but please keep an eye on these two. You just leave that to me. Is tightening up the reins and not spoiling stew fine with you? Definitely understand the way I think. What's this all about? It looks to me like a mutual understanding between master and pupil. The Grancel-bound airliner Lind will be departing shortly. All passengers, please board the airship now. Uh-oh, I better take my seat. Have a great trip, Dad. We'll take care of everything here while you're gone. Hurry back. When you're done with your work, make sure you come straight home and no goofing off. Is that any way to see your beloved Papa off? Oh well, I'll try my best to come home as soon as I can. Alright, you two, be good while I'm gone. He's gone. Again. Yeah. Come on, you two. There's no need to look so down. Your father will be back in no time. I don't know what kind of investigation he's been asked to do this time, but when it comes to your father, he'll have it done before you know it. I'm not sad that he's gone. He's always been away more than he's been at home. Alright, if you say so. Anyway, I'm gonna get to work on those jobs your father left for me. But if you're running into trouble, give me a holler. Will do, but first I'd like to try and finish a few jobs with Joshua. Want to see what we're capable of doing as junior bracers. Alright, if you insist. I imagine that with Joshua tagging along, there's probably not much to be worried about. Good luck, you two. Thanks. We'll do our best. What do you want to do now, Estelle? Should we stop by the guild? Yeah, we should probably talk to Aina and find out what jobs are waiting for us. Let's go! Alright. Thinking about changing the button config. Let's see if I can buy anything here. Drop. I lost my copy. So I'll get one. And I always like to fill up on these ingredients for later, so with 130,000 Mira, might as well fill up a little bit of these. I'll just get 30 of each. Oops. Oops. Even though I probably don't need anything to heal me for a little while. Okay. Yeah, I'm not probably going to be spending a lot of money for equipment or other things lately since I brought all that stuff with New Game Plus. Alright, let's go to the Bracer Guild. Alright, got 2 of these. Let's get these both, and let's see what Ana says. Oh, good morning, Estelle and Joshua. Has your father already left? Yep, just barely. That's why we came here to find out about the jobs he left for us. Sure. There are a total of 3 jobs I have lined up for you. For the first one, I'd like you to head out to the farm west of here. Farm west of here, isn't that where Tio lives? Tio? I think I've heard of that name somewhere before. Tio Purcell. She's one of our classmates at Sunday school. She's also at Purcell Farms. She's also the Purcell Farms owner's daughter. Oh, really? It's actually the Purcell Farm that put in a request to have someone exterminate some monsters. They're really having problems like that? Fortunately, nobody has been hurt. But the owner and his family are upset over their fields being destroyed by the creatures. Therefore, the guild received an extermination request. Never would have expected something like that to happen. Okay, we'll head out there right now. Here, take this with you. Received guild referral. This document certifies that you are dispatched by the guild. Please give it to the owner of the farm. We already know Tio's father pretty well, so I don't think this is necessary. But we'll take it just in case. Alright, there we go. Alright, so find the shiny rock. Yep, so behind the Orbital factory and monster. Okay. So behind the Orbital factory. Here. There we go. Really weird. Where could it have gone? Oh. Excuse me, but can I ask you something? You didn't see a shiny rock around here, did you? Huh? Shiny rock? Yeah, that's right. One that sparkles. You didn't see a rock like that lying around anywhere, did you? Are you saying you lost something? I don't recall seeing anything like that. You know where you might have dropped it? My mom was calling for me, so I ran over to the general goods store where she was. I know I had it in my hand at the time. When I came back here, it was gone. When you say general goods store, you mean Mr. Renon's store, right? Did you look in the front of the store? Obviously, that's the first place I looked. You don't need to treat me like a kid, you know. My, aren't you a charmer? Well, I already asked for Bracer Guild to help find it, so I'm sure it'll show up sooner or later. If you do happen to come across it, give me a holler straight away. I'll probably be around. Alright. So, in front of the general goods store, and in this crate here. Not the crate, but the vent at the ground. Huh? What's the matter? I wonder what that is. There's something shining down there through the sewer grate. You're right. Looks like something must have fallen through. The sewers. Don't tell me you forgot about the sewers already. You know that smelly, monster-infested place we were in not that long ago? Like yesterday? Alright, so those sewers. We went there during our practice training, right? The entrance to the sewers should be just behind the chapel. If you're so interested in what's down there, then how about we check it out a little later? Sure, let's do that. Do that right now. Oh, didn't go down that far. Miss moving the camera with my joysticks instead of the buttons at the top of the controller. There's sewers. I don't really need a grind, so nope. Okay, fine. Art's here. Not guard. I'm going too fast. All right, let's do. Do you have any stone hammer? There we go. It's right here. Okay. Let's do. No, let's just do art. Airstrike. Art. Soul blur. And that again.
Let's move out.
All right. Found quartz fragment. I see now. The thing we saw shining through the sewer grate was this. Seems like it. The quartz fragment, huh? Now we know why it was shining so much. The way it sparkles is so beautiful. This is made of septium too, right? Loosely speaking, yes. Well, let's talk about it later. This isn't really the place to have a leisurely chat. I guess you're right. No normal person will want to stay in here longer than they have to. Let's stay in here while I take a break. I'll be right back. Okay. Let's get going. Okay. There we go. Alright, so turn this shining rock to this kid here. Hey! Is that rock? Could it be that? This is the rock you've been looking for? Handed over quartz fragment. Yep, this is the one. My shiny rock. Why is it all dirty like this? Hey, don't you have something else to say before you complain? You guys are bracers, right? You've already paid your money at the guild. Therefore, I think you have the right to complain. That's not the problem here. Calm down, Estelle. He's just a kid. I know that, but this quartz is what you were looking for, right? Yeah, that's the one. This rock is really a quartz? You mean the same kind of quartz that's in an orbit? Yep, it's the same kind of quartz made of sepith. It's shit, so it doesn't function anymore. I see. So the rock belonged to an orbit. What's wrong? You seem a bit out of it. Who? Me? Oh, it's nothing. I'm glad you found it. I guess that's about it then. Oh, that reminds me. Almost forgot. Here, take these. You drill meatball. My mom gives these to me and tells me they're healthy, but they're kind of bitter, so I can't stand them. Anyway, I appreciate what you did for me today. Seriously, what a cheeky little kid. I'm sure it's a difficult age for him. But I wonder why he was searching for that quartz. What do you mean? Now that you mention it, it does seem a little strange. But oh well. Everyone has something they think is important. Truer words couldn't be spoken. Perhaps that kid has an interest in orbits. I, for one, don't see what's so interesting about those overly complex gadgets. My brain goes numb just thinking about them. Except for the fact that you'll have to get used to them sooner or later. You won't be able to fulfill your job as bracer if you can't use one. Alright. I'll try and learn. Quest completed. Okay. Milch Main Road Monster. Where's the... buttons. Too many buttons. Here we go. Milch Main Road. It's on the left side. So I need to get a monster. I think it's on... green 3. There's a chest over here with monsters in it. Monsters appeared! Ooh, fun. Let's just attack. Okay, yeah, let's just go with attacks, because they'll do like 0 or very little damage. Save my EP and CP for bigger fight. One thing I do wish that with New Games Plus, even though I'm on Nightmare, I do wish they would have brought monsters up to meet your New Game Plus level, if that makes sense. But it's an older game. Oh, right. You open the empty chest and stare inside. The chest stares back accusingly. Yeah, that's just the only thing I'd say about the game right now is New Game Plus would have been much nicer if they brought the monsters up to your level. Oh, I forgot about that. Alright, I think it's at the Verta Bridge checkpoint. Green. And it should be on the main road, if I recall correctly. So I don't have to go too far off course. Maybe... Oh, there it is. Yep. Terminate. Fun! Okay, I'm gonna move here because this boss is gonna do something interesting. And I want to see what happens. If it'll even do damage to Estelle. Oh, you did damage. Wow. Okay, that wasn't it, by the way. Let me just move in place here. Petrification, yeah. 0. Cool. Yeah. When I first played the game, that boss killed me. Because I just went into attack and do my crafts and things. And at that point, it's even on normal, that did a very large amount of damage and killed both Estelle and Joshua. That explosion did. Yep, I died right there, my first playthrough. That gives me hope that his magic that he just did damage to Estelle, so that's good. I was halfway expecting with this playthrough that I wouldn't receive any damage till like 75% of the way through the game. So this gives me a little bit of hope. And being on nightmare mode, that's probably gonna make things a little bit more tricky as the game goes on. Cool! Alright, let's go back. Let's turn in those 2 quests. Or we could wait until going to the farm first. Yep, let's go to the farm. Oop. Any chests around here? Okay, that may attack me. Chest, yep. Yep. The chest is empty. Shocked? Okay, yep.
We're good to go.
Chest, there we go. Chest is empty. Surprised? Okay. I thought he was too far away.
Let's move out.
Alright, let's go to the farm. Back out there. Hopefully I run into a shining palm here at some point. Would be kind of nice. I think they should be around already. I just want to... No, I'm not going to focus too much. I'm looking for them. No matter when we come here, this place is always so tranquil. Hard to imagine monsters running amok here. Certainly don't sense anything out of the ordinary either. Anyway, let's go ask someone here to fill us in on the details. Wonder if Tio's home today. It's Joshua. You come to play with me? Wish I had the time, but I'm afraid today I'm here for work. Work? That's no fun if we can't play. Maybe later if there's time. Kids here really like you, Joshua. Nice. Camera. Hi, Tio. It's been a while, hasn't it? Del and Joshua too? You guys come for a visit? Not exactly. We're here on a bracer business. We heard that you've been having some trouble with monsters. Del and Joshua explained that they were here to do their father's work because he is away. You finished all your training? That's wonderful news. Maybe you can help after all. So there really are monsters giving you trouble, huh? Regrettably, that's been the case for the past several days now. Thanks to which I'm suffering from a lack of sleep. means the monsters only come out at night. Be perceptive, Joshua. It'd be better if you got all the details from my father, though. I imagine he should be back from delivering the milk and vegetables any time now. Cool. Now let's get some... There we go. Got a fresh egg. Been using the thumbstick to move my camera. Good afternoon, Mr. and Mrs. Purcell. How is everything getting on these days? Well, if it isn't Estelle and Joshua. What brings you to our neck of the woods? Come to see Tio? We were actually just chatting with her outside. Tell you the truth, we're here on an errand today from the Bracer Guild. Mr. Purcell, the guild referral. Joshua explains that they're taking over father while he's away. Is that so? Don't you think that job is a little too dangerous for just the two of you to handle? I agree. I'd feel terrible if one of you were to get hurt. Don't sweat it, we're bracers after all. And taking care of monsters is right up our alley. The guild has even authorized us to carry out this task. If you wouldn't mind leaving it to us, we'd be more than grateful. Well, alright then. Go ahead and have at it. Thank you very much, Mr. Purcell. Then, could you tell us a little more about the monsters that have been wrecking your fields? I haven't been able to get a clear look at one yet, but it seems to resemble something like a chubby cat. As far as I can tell, 3 or 4 appear at night, raid our fields, gnawing on anything they can get their grubby little paws on. They don't seem to be threatening, but they're extremely nimble. We've tried many times to capture them over the course of the last several nights, but to no avail. Sounds like a pretty strange bunch of creatures, if you ask me. Since they only appear under the cover of night, we'll have to wait for it to get dark. Then how about taking a load off until then? I assume you'll be joining us for dinner, right? Said the magic word. You bet I will. I'm a huge fan of your cooking, Mrs. Purcell. I can't wait. Learn how to please a woman who spends a lot of time toiling in the kitchen. And for that, I'll whip you up something special that live up to your expectation. Oh, that was delicious. Your mom's cooking as good as ever, Tio. That's because she gets excited to cook whenever we have guests over for meals. Feel really bad for Joshua, though, with the little ones jumping all over him like that. It's probably a good thing. Surprisingly enough, kids tend to latch onto him like that a lot. If anything, I'm more blown away by the fact that the children enjoy playing with such a stick in the mud. I think that's a little bit an over-exaggeration, don't you? Definitely courteous and maybe even a tad reserved, but you get to know him, he's really a caring young man. The fact that he is not self-conscious about it too gives him points in my book. You really think so? Think about it, with those striking facial features, mysterious amber eyes, and lush black hair, it's only natural that he'd be target for all the young girls. Joshua really that popular? Are you blind, Estelle? Rumor has it that more than just a few girls have asked to go out with him. I hear that he turned them all down, though. I had no idea. Joshua never said a word to me about it. I don't know how I should even begin to describe his secretive nature after hearing this, but how utterly cruel of him not to confide in me. If you were a boy, I'd imagine it would be a different story, but as a girl, I don't think that there's something he would talk to you about. And the fact that you haven't fallen for him yourself is beyond me. Huh? Why would I? Estelle, are you in there? You're in there, aren't you? About time we do our rounds. Alright, I'm coming. I'll be back after Joshua and I get the job done, Tio. I'd like to continue this conversation then, okay? Oh, alright. Be careful out there still. That girl, she's either completely out of touch with matters of the heart or just plain dense. Poor Joshua, he really has his work cut out for him. Seems as though the monsters always show up about this time. We better get outside and take a look around. What's going on, Estelle? Gotta ask, Joshua. You don't happen to have any secrets you're not telling me about, do you? Come on now. Where are you coming up with all this stuff? Since you came to live with us, we've always done everything together, right? Even though we've had our unfair share of fights. They're all good memories for me now, and what I mean to say is, I've come to think of you as family in every sense of the word. Estelle. So if there's ever anything on your mind you'd like to talk about, I'm available to lend an ear. You know, things like trouble with your love life and whatnot. What are you trying to say? Nothing. I just want to let you know that I'm here to listen if you need to talk to somebody. That's all. Let's hurry up and get out there so we can kick some monster butt. What kind of nonsense is Tio putting in that girl's head? Secrets, huh? Foreshadowing. Wow, it's really dark out there in the countryside. So Joshua, how do you think we should go about making the rounds? Let's see. How about we start by checking around the house first and then move on to the fields, stable, and greenhouses. We should be able to cover the entire farm by doing it this way. Alright, let's go! Alright, so I think it first appears up here. No. Yep, right there. Awful quiet. All I hear are bugs chirping. Doesn't look like as if they've shown up yet. Wonder if they're aware of our presence. Hey, Joshua. Did anyone ever tell you that story as a kid? You know, the one where babies being born in a cabbage patch? Now, there's another question entirely out of the blue. And no, I was told about an angel with silver wings who delivers them. Interesting. So the explanation for where babies come from differs depending on the region. Huh. How about we get back to work? Okay. Alright, I'll check in here. Should have figured monsters wouldn't bother coming in here. The glow of the ornament sure gives this place a romantic ambiance. Makes me feel like it was all worthwhile just setting foot in here. Definitely a ditz, Estelle. At least it's better than being dense than like someone I know. And nothing here. Let's check around the house. Oop. And here. Nothing. Let's go to where that cow was and Tio was. No monsters here. Alright, let's keep moving. Look. Meow. Get in the way. Hey, get back here, you little furball. You can still sense its presence. Staying put on the farm for a moment. Well, good. Because it's about to get caught. Alright. So, we'll sneak up behind it. I got him. I think it's time to teach this critter a lesson. Here's where our job really starts. So stay alert and don't let your guard down. Okay. Attack. Attack. Alright, getting some damage to us. That's good. Death strike.
Let's move out.
I love that. It's not Death Strike, that's Final Fantasy. But it's essentially the same thing. Might be Death Strike, I don't know, that just reminds me of Final Fantasy. My goodness, the work of a bracer is something else. You kids have done a fine job of rounding up these critters. Hee. It was nothing, really. Wanted to ask you, though, now that they've been caught, what do you plan to do with them? Don't remember if this mattered or not. I don't think they'll cause any more trouble, or do we have to exterminate them? Do we really have to exterminate them? Of course we do, Estelle. That's the whole reason we came up here in the first place. But the mission of a bracer is to protect civilians and uphold justice. Showing mercy to a bunch of monsters is just absurd and completely illogical. See what you're getting at, but you know, it was only some vegetables that were damaged, so what do you think about letting it slide this time? You know, after taking a beating like that, I'm sure they've learned their lesson. Theo, this is Purcell. But in this case, I strongly suggest otherwise. I myself am against killing them too. Whether it's us or them, the fact of the matter is, we're all living beings trying to survive on the same land. To some degree, I think we need to be mindful of those creatures living around us and as we go about our daily lives. I know you may disagree with me, Joshua, but would you mind sparing these critters just this once? Understood. Since this is coming from the ones who suffered the actual loss, I won't object to your request. I'm really sorry about this, Joshua. I know I had you two come all the way up here. I'll make sure to reinforce the fence and devise a way to prevent this from happening again. And that's that. Alright, you critters, you better count your blessings. If we catch you around here again, you won't be so lucky. Scram! Well, I'll consider this matter closed. Tonight's been a long night. How about we head back to the house and hit the sack? Two of you are more than welcome to spend the night. Sounds good to me. I appreciate your hospitality. Man, I'm beat. Really late, so how about we hit the sack? Joshua? What's wrong? I'm sorry. I made the situation really awkward for everyone. Huh? What are you talking about? Are you talking about what happened out back outside? Don't sweat it. I guarantee you nobody thought anything about it. Really, your judgment was the most sound of everyone's. No, it wasn't. I'm just a cold-hearted and indifferent is all. Even now, I still think we shouldn't have shown any mercy and simply put those creatures out of their misery. Unlike you and Tio, I don't feel any compassion. At times like this that I really begin to loathe myself. It's almost as if there's something wrong with me as a person. Maybe a part of my heart is broken or something. Joshua! Don't you dare say things like that about yourself. Estelle? I've watched almost everything you've done for the past 5 years, and I'm confident in saying that I know your strengths and weaknesses better than anyone else. Probably even more than you, yourself. I won't allow you to just disregard everything with a bunch of nonsense. I don't ever want to hear you say you're broken again. I'm sorry, it was foolish of me to say that. As long as you understand what I said, that's what really matters. But you know what? Believe it or not, I was happy to hear you admit how you felt. Why? Your real problem, Joshua, is that you always try to keep your feelings locked up inside. Whenever you're troubled or worried, just go around with this nonchalant look and try to fix everything by yourself. That's a little upsetting for someone who's supposed to be your family. So, Joshua, you were able to lay bare your own weakness today. You learned to trust in someone other than yourself. And for that, I'm happy. I don't know what your point is, but I'm amazed that you can just stand there and say something as embarrassing as that. Ha! I've got a whole lot more where that came from. How about we call it a night? After all this endless running around, I'm ready to drop. Alright then. Have a good night, Estelle. And thanks. You're welcome, Joshua. Night. Thank you both. You did us all great service. Once again, I apologize for things not turning out the way they should have. Please don't worry about it anymore. We were able to learn a lot from this experience ourselves. Ever anything else we can help you with in the future, please let the Bracer Guild know. That'll definitely be the first place we contact. Come and visit us again sometime when you're free, okay? Love to have you over for the night again when things are convenient for you. I'll treat you to some of my best cooking next time you come. Thanks for the invitation, Tio and Mrs. Purcell. Definitely be back to take you up on that when workload settles down. Alright, how about we head back to the guild? After we report this one, we can start on the next. Sounds like a plan. On to the next one. Alright. Okay, monster time. Walked right into that. Camera. We have 3 of the quests to turn in. Anything new? Yeah. Close. Good morning. How did the job at the farm go? We had a few bumps in the road, but let me give you a brief report on the details. Joshua gives Ina a rundown of last night's events at the farm. So we got +2 BP for that, so that's good. I see, so you did end up setting the monsters free because Prezell family requested you to do so? I think it was premature on their part, but I won't pressure the matter any further. Is it okay to leave things like at that? The mission of a bracer is to protect civilians and uphold justice. However, there are many ways that we can protect those around us. There are as many forms of justice as there are stars in the heavens. As bracer, it is your job to be able to discern these. Indeed, our work has very profound implication if you think about it in that way. That's because we aren't an organization that deals strictly with monster problems. We also intervene when disputes arise between nations. To become a high-ranking bracer, one must have more than combat strength. Well-honed mind and flexible problem-solving skills are also required. Sharp mind and problem-solving ability, huh? Serious? The road to the big leagues sounds a lot steeper than I originally thought. Well, then your only choice is to devote yourself to working hard every day. Both here, why don't I give you the details on your next job? Those are the words I've been waiting to hear. Ready for anything, so what have you got lined up for us this time? Another monster that needs a good whooping? Not this time. This next job will entail transportation of goods. And get this, your client is none other than Mayor Klaus himself. Really? Request from the mayor. You think it'd be alright leaving such an important task up to us? From what I've heard, it's a pretty simple job. In any case, I'd like you to speak with the mayor directly about the job details. Okay. So, let's get all the side ones done. I'm looking for a rare mushroom that grows only where there are rich deposits of septium in the ground. Should be an easy, fun job. For details, please come seek me out. My name is Orvid, and I'll be waiting at the landing port. Landing port it is. Should be up here, right? Yep. Yes, it's the guy, Orvid. Oh yeah, this mushroom guy. Darn bracers. How long do they intend to keep me waiting? If they don't hurry and get here, I'm gonna miss my flight. Should have expected as much from a rural backwater burg like this. Huh? Well, I'll be. That's the bracer emblem, if I'm not mistaken. I've been waiting for you to show up. I have an urgent job, so do you have some time to hear my requests? Sure. Sure. We got some time. Great, this really helps me out a lot. Alright, let me give you this rundown and explain the details of the job. Let me formally introduce myself. I'm Orvid, representative for Orvid Company Ltd. I'm Estelle, and this is Joshua. Nice to meet you. Estelle and Joshua, is it? The two of you are quite young, if I do say so myself. Hehe. We're actually pretty new to this whole bracer thing. Greenhorns? Oh well, I guess you'll have to do. Pardon? Never mind. I was just talking to myself. Alright, let's get down to business. Please excuse my lack of decorum, but I'm in a bit of a hurry. Sure. At the moment, I'm looking for a rare mushroom called the firefly fungus. It is said that it only grows in soil rich with septium. There are records of it being picked here in Roland, but no shops seem to carry it. However, it is a vital necessity that I get my hands on one. So I put in a request at the guild house. Soil rich with septum. I can only think of the Malga Trail as a possible location. Do you know of any other characteristics of these mushrooms? It seems that it normally grows in areas with patches of grass. However, since it is buried in the dirt, if you don't look closely, you won't find it. Jesus, this one's starting to sound like it's going to be a pain. But once you've dug one up, you'll know if it's a firefly fungus or not. For one thing, it glows with a light green color. So that's why it's called firefly fungus. Well, that makes sense. Alright, have I explained the things clearly enough? So basically, all we need to do is find a glowing mushroom in a patch of grass along the Malga Trail. Right? Looks that way to me. Well, if they're really growing in the ground, we probably won't be able to find one so easily. If you run into any trouble, come back and speak with me again. I ask that you find one as soon as possible. Alright. Away we go to find this mushroom. I wonder if there's a monster to quest we can take care of here too. Oop. Trying to avoid any combat. I already got this chest yet. Oh, I don't think it shows up on the map. Okay, yep.
Let's move out.
I was pretty sure that there was a monster quest. We could eliminate a monster. Yep.
All right, we're good to go.
Basic day.
Let's move out.
Here it is. Aha! What's with the sudden outburst? I found it. Now to claim our prize. Found firefly fungus. Isn't that... You think so too? The place is growing seems about right, and it's got that soft green glow. Gotta be that firefly fungus that what's-his-face was talking about. You mean Orvid, right? Yeah, that's who I meant. Doesn't look all that tasty, but it sure is pretty for a mushroom. Almost like the glow of septium, if you ask me. Septium? What's up, Joshua? I may be worrying too much, but I think you better put that mushroom in your bag quickly, Estelle. What the? Just like I figured. This mushroom attracts. Estelle, look out.
Let's move out.
Now that was a surprise, I tell you. Did you put that thing away? Yep, it's all taken care of. The light emitted by raw septium has the power to attract monsters. This mushroom also seems to have the same effect. That sneaky merchant never mentioned a single thing about this. Anyway, let's hurry back to town. Right. Wait until I get my hands on you, you conniving merchant. Alright, let's see what this test says. This chest is now full of disappointment. Alright, I'll see you back in town.
Piece of cake.
We're good to go.
We're good to go.
Oh! It's all leveled, I think. Did I? Alright, let's turn in this quest in. What's that, you say? You found the mushroom? Yep, we found it alright. Oh, wonderful. But it might be different than the one you've heard about. We've heard from you. See, this mushroom attracts monsters. Well, it's like this. Even though you knew the risk, you hired us for the job, Orvid? What? How was I supposed to know something like that? And besides, a bracer's job is to deal with danger, right? Well, a little heads up would have been nice, so we could have at least been prepared. Never mind us, the big question here is your motive. What do you intend to use this mushroom for? Yeah, this thing could be a weapon. Fess up. You had some big, nefarious plan in mind, right? A nefarious mushroom plan. What? Isn't it obvious what I'm going to use it for? For cooking, of course. What? Cooking? You trying to tell me that people actually eat this thing? This is why it's such a pain to deal with country bumpkins. In the hands of a skilled chef, the more distinct the ingredient, the more profound the taste. And from that perspective, the firefly fungus is the king of them all. This is, no doubt, the ultimate ingredient. So, pretty much what you're saying is that this is for people with bizarre eating habits? That's the talk of one unacquainted with true delicacy. But then again, commoners such as yourself would never have an opportunity to try such dish. Praise be to heaven for that. I'd never wanted to gnaw on a ratty green mushroom like that. Indeed, it looks pretty nasty. Anyway, I have other business preparations to make. Now, if you don't mind, I ask that you hand over the mushroom and leave. Yeah, please take it. Get over the mushroom. On behalf of this mushroom, I shall turn a blind eye to your ignorance. And it's promised, I'll pay you, so be grateful to your client. I'm just gonna buy that mushroom, I hope you know. Come on, Joshua, let's go. Please excuse us. We'll be going now. Yes, please do. Quest completed. Alright, what's next? Ornament replacement. Alright, yes. Go to the Orbital factory. Alright, let's get going. Probably gonna only do one more quest. Typically like to make my recordings about 6 to 8 hours, so this is gonna be a little bit shorter than what I'd like to do. But that's okay. Let's make the next one about that. Well, hey there, you two new bracers. Having some success lately. I've been hearing a lot about your hard work recently. Yeah, that's because we're still new at this, so we have to work extra hard. That's encouraging to hear. You guys actually came at a good time. Got an urgent job that needs to be taken care of. Do you think you'd be up to the task of replacing an ornament light in a road lamp along the Milch main road? Yeah. You just leave it to us. If you're fine with us doing the job, then we'll gladly accept. Thanks, I really appreciate this. I completely forgot it needed to be replaced today. First off, I'll need to give you the replacement part. The ornament light. This is the replacement ornament. That's right. I want you to replace the ornament light in road lamp number 6 on the Milch main road to the west. It's the 6th road lamp that you'll come across counting from the Roland's west entrance. Make sure you get the right one. I think I've got it. 6th road lamp from Roland's west entrance, right? Once you've found the road lamp, you'll need to open the maintenance panel. You'll need a 6-digit combination to open it. Are you serious? Yep, the combination for the 6th road lamp is 544818. I just wrote that down. I'm sorry, but could you repeat that again? 544818. That's right, good memory, Joshua. Show off. After the combination is entered, the panel will open. After that, all that's left is to place the ornament. It may seem like a simple task, but make sure not to mess it up. The road lamp may have been out of order for a while now. I see. The light off these ornaments keep the large monsters away, right? Not much more than an unconscious dislike for them. But if they do go out, then we run into real problems. Which is why I'm asking you to do this job just in case. These road lamps are placed just off the road in areas where monsters are most likely to appear. Well, you just leave those monsters to me and I'll take care of them. But I'd better write down that combination before I forget. Then maybe you should let me deal with the combination instead. I'll leave it up to you two to divide the work amongst yourselves. That should be everything you need to know, so good luck. If you need to double check or cancel the job, then come back to talk to me anytime. Alright, let's go. So it's the 6th one. First one. Second. Third. 4th. 5th. 6th. From what Freddy said, I think this is the road lamp. I'm fairly certain this is the right one too. It says road lamp number 6 on the panel as well. You're right, it does. Alrighty then. Let's get to work and finish this job. Unfortunately, it may not be that easy. What do you mean? Where'd all these monsters come from? Looks like the orbit really has burned out. Anyway, one of us will need to fend off these monsters while the other replaces the orbit. Yeah, you're right. Well then. Leave the monsters to me. Leave the monsters to me. Okay. I'll open the maintenance panel so hold them off until then still. Got it. Alright. Attack! Oh, I could have done a hurricane, but oh well.
Cool.
Okay. Whew. So, have you monsters had enough? There she goes again. How's everything on your side, Joshua? Putting in the combination right now. Let's see, it was 544818, I think. I'm okay here, so just focus on the work. Alright, it's open. Now all we need to do is replace the ornament. Oh baby, I'm on a roll. Come on, you monsters. Sorry to have kept you waiting this still. Our work is done here. Huh? Done? Wait, so you already replaced the ornament? Yep, I don't think we'll need to worry about any more monsters. Jeez, that's it? Sound like that's a bad thing. Must be your imagination. You really are something else. Alright, let's go back. I guess we could do one more quest. Yes. And we're back, Freddy. Oh, hi, Estelle. From the look of your face, it seems like you finished the job. Yep, and we did a fine job too. Although we did have a few hang-ups. Thought we'd report you as a matter of good measure. Reported the events which occurred. Milch Main Road. So it really was burnt out, huh? I'm sure it happened because we were late replacing it. Sorry kids, you were put in harm's way because of me. There's no need to apologize. Comes with the territory. Dealing with dangerous jobs is part of a bracer's work. Appreciate you saying that. Oh, I know. How about I give you this to make up amends? D2 quartz. You can prevent an enemy's arts. It can be pretty useful if you use it effectively. Thanks. We appreciate it. No, thank you both for today. If you need to discuss anything about ornaments, then stop by any time. Don't forget to swing by if you have any other business needs. Cool, got that quest done. Okay, what's next? Medical necessities. Oh, yeah. I think I have a savory opinion. Okay. Might be an Yep, I have that. And a bear claw. Cool. And I have that too. So, Roland Chapel. Yep. Camera. Here. No, that's L. Chapel's down. Purple. Ah, camera. Hello, suspicious person. Yeah, I completely agree with your inspired words. Well, if it isn't Estelle. Seem to be in a cheerful mood as usual. Hee hee. Here you are. These are for you, Father. Hand it over Bear Claw and Savory Pinion. This is Bear Claw and Savory Pinion you were looking for. Please use these as medicinal ingredients. Requested these at the guild, right? That's right, I did put in a request. I'm just surprised that you went to all the trouble to do this for me. Weren't you trying to gather these? No, it's New Game Plus. I had these to begin with. Nope, we were totally fine. I mean, we were fine, well, maybe minus the totally part. I'm worried about your attitude, Estelle. Why? Nothing to be worried about. I've told you this before. It's certainly a joyous occasion when everything goes well. However, it's at these times when we should gird up our loins for the trials ahead of us. Okay, I'll be more careful from now on. Since I seem to have a bit of spare time, how about I take the opportunity to give you a special sermon? No, anything but that. I'm sorry, Father, but we've really got to get going. Still got work left to do, right, Joshua? Why do you have to bring me into this? Please excuse us, Father, but we have to get back to the guild. That's too bad. However, since it has to do with your job, I must respect your position. Thank you for all your hard work, Estelle and Joshua. I pray to the goddess. I pray that the goddess will be with you. Alright. We only have one more side quest, so let's just do that. And then I'll go ahead and end the video here after that. Okay, going to that bridge. Verta bridge. Okay. So I'll get that done, come back and return to turn in the side quests. So Milch Main Road here. Yeah, so I'm missing quite a bit of cooking. Before I forget, make sure I don't have please. Yep, cool. Alright, so let's go to the bridge and get that quest done. I was just saying earlier, I was hoping I'd get a shining palm. Alright, Joshua. Let's see how much experience these give us.
Let's move out.
3. Nice. Oh, but I forget they give you quite a bit of Sepith too. Not that I need it, but I think I only killed one of those groups of monsters in my original playthrough. I just didn't find them that much, and when I did, they always ran away. Where is it? There we go. Well, if it isn't Estelle and Joshua too. Hello, Mr. Ashton. Been a while since we last met. Yes, it has. So I've heard my boy Luke caused you a lot of trouble, didn't he? I'm absolutely ashamed as a father. I'm sure it's perfectly normal for a boy his age to be naughty like that. I mean, even I ran outside of town when I was young. Yeah, you're supposed to be a girl. Certainly full of energy as usual. I'd love to get you to share some of that vigor with the 9 new recruits. I've been thinking recently about doing a simulated battle to whip my men up into shape, so I put a request in for the guild for a few good men and women to play the part of enemy soldiers. I think the pair of you would be perfect fit for the job, so how about it? Can you do this for me? Accept. Sure, we'll do it. Gladly accept. Thanks, I really appreciate this. Go ahead and take a break until the precautions are ready. If I don't have you in tip-top condition, then there's no point in doing the training. Then I'm ready for an afternoon nap. Alright then, we'll get ourselves ready. Sure, please do what you need to do. Alright, training begins now. Everyone advance 5 steps forward. Ready yourselves? I was bored before, but no, training and all, that still scares the living daylights out of me. Training exercise, so please refrain from speaking. You all need to take this seriously as if it were a real battle. Del and Joshua, you don't need to hold back on my men. That was my intention from the beginning. We'll do as you request. Yikes. Forward. And 1 hit. Petrification. Nice.
Let's move out.
Cease fighting. This training is over. Wow, 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 wow. Oh my goodness, it's finally over. Good job, everyone. Can I say pathetic? You guys really supposed to be soldiers? Hey, be quiet. Not all feral kids like you. How about you try and say that one more time? Knock it off, Scott. Training is over. Seriously need to cool down too, Estelle. I hate sore losers. Private Scott, Private Harold. I think what Estelle said just a moment ago is how the citizens of this region really feel. You really have what it takes to protect them? Seems as though both of you need to take another look in the mirror. Yes, sir. Very good. Do not forget what you've learned today and strive to fulfill your duties. Estelle and Joshua, thanks for your hard work today. Thanks to you, I think my soldiers have gotten the wake-up call they needed. No need to thank us. It's us who should be thanking you. Excellent training. I agree, this was a good learning experience. Haha, if you think so, then you've set for life as bracers. Our positions may be different, we're both here to serve the public. Although I can't do much else, I'll pray for success for the both of you. Sure, and thanks again. Take care of yourself. I will, and I hope to be seeing you again sometime. Quest completed. Alright, let's go back. We'll go back and turn this quest in and call this a good first episode. Hoping to do more, but just have some holiday stuff to take care of. Alright. They're clear. Got it. Cool. All these in. Port. Find the shiny rock. Cool. Mushroom hunt. Yep. Orbit replacement. Medicinal necessities. Soldier training. Notes main road monster. Nice. Win up a rank. Formation Courts. Good work. Seems you've completed your objective without any trouble. If you finish any more jobs, please come back and report again. Okay. Alright, so thanks for watching. Next one, hopefully I'll be able to get the next one pretty shortly. But thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.